Young Justice season 3. We have been waiting for this to happen for like a super long time. Like what, 5 years maybe?
6 years.
Six years. Yeah, dude, I love this show so much, and the fact that it's back, I'm just super happy. So we're gonna just do first impressions of season 3 right now. OC, what do you think?
First impressions for me, I was super excited to get back into the show, and just watching that from the very first episode, it just recaptured all the feelings and emotions that I had watching it the first time, and I'm so glad that it's back.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Like this is probably my favorite, like, I know there's like a debate between like Teen Titans and Young Justice, but hands down for me, Young Justice is just like it's got more story to it that I enjoy. So I'm just really glad that it's back. But in terms of first impressions, like there's been 13 episodes that are out so far. What do we think of the season? For me, I personally think that the season has been developing pretty well. Like I feel like once I first entered the episodes, I thought like I felt a little weird because I was like, everyone aged, everyone, it feels a little bit different, like more mature, the show itself. So I was like, is this, the Young Justice that I know and love? And then as it kept going, it just grew on me. Like the new characters kept growing on me, and I just started to get back into the show, and it got to the calibers of the previous seasons. Though that's pretty much like my first impression of the first 13 episodes. Juku?
So for me, the best way to describe this whole season would be that one episode. I believe it's episode 12, where you get to see Beast Boy's backstory. And basically, this whole season it's humor but dark. Like, it has this balance of humor and darkness to this season that I've noticed. Like, it's just like, and comparing to I've never seen, comparing to like the first three, like comparing to the other two seasons, never do we begin with the first episode and this guy Black Lightning's already killed a girl, and you're like, what the heck? And it's just like it had a nice feel to it. And then like the Justice League is all banding and stuff like that. So I noticed this season, for starters, has a very like dark tone, but at the same time, never we had an episode where we have all Roy Harberts together making jokes of Nightwings and stuff like that, and like Superboy, and like they make so many references to season 1. And for me, who just recently watched all the 2 seasons and to watch this, it really does like feel like it has that tone where Young Justice likes to take risk, so it has that risk factor, but at the same time it keeps the core of what it is always still there. And that's what I feel about this season, that even though it has this dark humor to it and this dark twist to it, it's still the same show that we know and love, and I really like that about that. So
yeah, for sure. Like, what, just as a random question, like what sort of like some of the favorite things that have happened so far in this 13 episodes?
So I like that Cyborg's here. I mean, I know Cyborg's been getting a lot of name, but just to be on this show, it's just like it's crazy that he's in the show. I'm glad they mentioned Jason Todd, which everyone was like, when we saw the cameo that he was dead in season 2, people were like, are we gonna get the Red Hood? And now that answered our questions.
Yeah, dude, they can't go without Red Hood, man. He's one of the like mainstream characters that everyone loves.
There's this. I mean, Nightwing is now doing a lot more than he did in season 2. Slade's still there.
His costume changed too.
Yeah, his costume changed a little bit. Again, I love, like I said, the humor. Like, I've never laughed like that. That Teen Titans Go parody was probably the best thing I ever seen. Just because, like, 2 reasons. One, because Teen Titans made fun of Young Justice, so they got their revenge. And then 2, they basically made fun of the fact that Cartoon Network canceled them. Because, like, if I remember, Wally is all like, you're bored of this show already? I guess I better change it to something else. Teen Titans Go. Yeah. And I was just like, wow. Like, I was done. Like, even my brother was like, this is Young Justice? Yes, it is. They went there. So, yeah, I definitely would say that there's a lot to like in this. Like, it definitely didn't ruin it. I'm just so happy that it's back. It's like, I like to call this show the Game of Thrones of cartoons, and it literally is to me.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. I think, well, as far as me and my favorite parts, I thought that the way that it started out, you guys mentioned how Black Lightning killed a girl, like at the very beginning of the show, and I was like, dang, like we're starting out pretty heavy already, and that kind of just stayed with the show throughout the entire season, or the entire half of the season. This season of the show, I think it's just growing with the characters, and so the subjects and what's going on is more mature compared to what we saw in season 1 and season 2. Like all the violence and the blood is crazy in this season. I was just like, it was just, this is Young Justice grown up a little bit, and it was cool to see that. And yeah, definitely that Jason Todd moment and the Damian Wayne.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. I'm excited for what that is going to bring into the story.
Yeah, definitely. Like the show has aged like with us in a way, because I think we watched this in high school, so it's like so we were around their age when we started like season 1, like the age of maybe Wally, and then it just kept, like, as we aged, the show aged basically. So it's almost like perfect for us. Like it's on point, like exactly with our timeline. So yeah. So just as another topic, like how does it compare to like season 2 and 1? I know we've touched over the subject a good amount, but like, is there any certain distinctions that you want to make between the seasons, or like things that you notice that are very different? Just how does it compare? Let's start with Juku.
So like I said before, definitely it's a lot more darker but funnier. I would say like season one was a little bit funny. Season 2 was more dark. This one is like, on one scene you see somebody die, next minute you would be like laughing. Like literally like I said, that Doom Patrol episode where we go to Beast Boy's backstory is literally the definition of the show. Because even in that whole parody, they were making fun of Beast Boy's backstory, and it was like a dark backstory to hear about it. So this show basically is that. Like it's this dark but a little bit more funnier show than the later 2 seasons. But earlier 2 seasons. But I think for me as a viewer watching it, I kind of like, and I guess this is kind of what my issue with the show now is that on one hand I love that the show has like a lot of characters. On the other hand, the show has too many characters. And what I mean by that, it's like it's cool that we have these 3 new characters, which for me that the show was focusing on, which was G-Force,
Briome, Violet, and Forger.
Yeah, I'm cool with them. It's just that, and they don't. The way the show works is like, on one hand, they don't make these shows. They don't make these characters too much of a. They don't give too much screen time to these characters, to the major characters that we're known for. At the same time, because we don't get enough connections. Like for example, Violet and G-Rome, right?
Just Briome is his name.
Violet and Briome, like they have a relationship, and part of me just doesn't even care about that. You know what I mean? I'm more like, okay, well, what's gonna happen with Connor and McGann? You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
And like,
it's basically
continue.
Yeah, it's basically like season 1. We had a roster of characters that was like around maybe like 5. But even then, it's like it started with just Aqualad, Wally, and Robin, and then they added Superboy like pretty much in the first episode, or second episode, and then it just kept growing from there. But it stopped at like maybe around 6 or 7, depending on depending on if you want to count Red Arrow.
But Zatanna and Rocket. Sorry, I had to mention those 2.
That's true, but like they were never like central to. Well, Zatanna more so than Rocket, but like they were never like the core group, you know. So the core group definitely played a good amount of roles in season 2 for sure. like Aqualad turned bad. Artemis faked her death and was Tigress. I thought that was super badass.
Yeah.
And like, there's just so many good moments with the characters we know and love from season 1, and then now it's like we still get to see Superboy, Nightwing, and Artemis pretty often, but like, where the heck is Aqualad? Like, he's missing from this entire first half.
He's no longer Aqualad. He's Aquaman now, and he's the leader of the team. I mean, the Justice League, which is another interesting point that in 2 years.
Wait, I thought he's the leader of the Justice
League. Yeah, he's the leader of Justice League.
That was the whole thing at the beginning. That was why Batman basically blindsided Aquaman at Watchtower by quitting. Because I guess he's in the leader position now.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
I thought he was just the leader. Yeah, I thought Calder was just the leader of the Young Justice team.
No, that's McGann. At the beginning, yeah.
Right. I remember that conversation now.
Yeah, he's the leader.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Which another thing?
Yeah.
They just killed Ocean Master like out of nowhere. I don't know what that was gonna go to, but he just died, and I'm like, whoa. He's been planning this whole thing for years, and then all of a sudden, no.
They basically said, "Screw you, Aquaman." Basically, the Aquaman movie. They're like, "Screw it."
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah, that was interesting. But
yeah, speaking about characters, although the bright side of characters, I'm glad we got to see the whole backstory with Vandal Savage, because that was that was one of my favorite episodes of the series so far. It was just
I enjoyed that.
That was very interesting.
Especially with the part with the bear. That was the best part. But
I do feel like that episode took a lot from, like, I can't remember which DC movie, but there's a DC movie where they talked a lot about Vandal Savage, or maybe it was even Justice League, but it was very similar. It was basically almost like a copy and paste thing, but just like Young Justice style design. Same thing with Cyborg's origin, to be honest. Except this time he's Father Box, right?
He's Father Box.
Yeah. So the whole Father Box thing, is that something that has been established? Because this is the first time I'm hearing about Father Boxes.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't remember hearing Father Boxes as much as I. From my memory.
Well, New Genesis like tech was there since season 1. Like, you remember the smugglers, and then like.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was.
It's just interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they kind of established it in the comics, but it's just, one of those things where they introduce something new. And now I suppose Cyborg, he seems a little bit more like Blue Beetle, because he has this thing inside him that he's fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess
it's technically cleansed. Halo cleansed
it.
Yeah.
Violet got rid of it, but we'll see if that sticks.
Yeah,
I think it will. I think it will. I think they're just gonna try to develop the character from here, because I feel like he didn't really get much development. He was just kind of like there.
I think the Cyborg storyline moved very quickly. It was just like one thing after another, and then he's with the team.
That's true.
And, yeah. I don't know why. And I'm also very curious about how they're going to develop Halo.
In terms of what?
I was kind of worried about her powers throughout this entire season, or first half of the season.
Because she's becoming OP, man.
Exactly. She has way too much going on, and I get that she's like the spirit of the mother box, but there has to be a limit to her powers, and I feel like she just has one thing after another to solve every problem, and I don't know if that's a good thing.
I'm pretty sure a limit will come eventually, but right now she's basically undead. She can fly, she can shoot lasers, she can cleanse Father Boxes.
Exactly.
But like best of all, she can boom tube. That's
oh my god.
yeah, that's an insane power right there.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Boom tuber. What a boom tuber she is.
Yeah, because like all of those things are like one person's ability. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I,
but yeah.
I don't even understand how like Nightwing can fend her off like a game of tag or whatever that one episode. Was she participating? I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. Oh yeah, she can make holograms.
Oh, yeah, she can. I forgot about that. Yeah, how did you guys feel about Granny coming back? Because I remember Granny.
Yeah, from Teen Titans.
No, I'm talking about we're talking about Darkseid's hench girl.
Yeah. Granny Goodness.
Yeah.
Oh wait, which one? Granny Goodness. Was she not from Teen Titans or
No, she was never from Teen Titans.
Oh,
She never was in Teen Titans. She was always in Justice League. But she used to have like a man voice, so that was what made me feel uncomfortable without her. Because it was like,
Oh, I remember now. I must be thinking of like a different.
yeah, you're thinking Mother May I.
Yeah. They're just old ladies, you know.
Yeah.
Just gotta mix it up.
Yeah.
Mother AI. Well, speaking about Teen Titans, how do you feel about Beast Boy having the actual same voice from the original Teen Titans?
He does.
Yes.
It sounds kind of different in my opinion.
It's the same voice actor, but he's just changing the tone of it.
I got you.
So then why didn't they just have Cyborg be the same?
But like I said, okay, OC, literally, I'll tell you all the voice actors that the guy who does Cyborg does in Young Justice. He does Aqualad, he does Black Manta, he does...
Wait, he does Aqualad?
Yes, Aqualad has been Cyborg.
Oh, dang, I didn't even know that. Okay,
He
never
does
mind.
Black Lightning. He's Cyborg's father. He's that random Black Isis Booyah. What else? I'm trying to remember. There's another voice he did. But the point is, he does a lot of voices. So for him to be Cyborg, it would have just been,
He was also in the Doom
Overkill.
Patrol cartoon.
yeah. Doom Patrol cartoon.
Yeah. The cartoon in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess he's doing enough.
He's doing a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, like, I definitely very much enjoyed getting back into this show.
Yeah, the show's definitely engaging. It's just the character thing is just always going to be an annoying thing for me, especially because Scott, you like Static, and we were thinking, oh, we want more Static.
Dude. Oh man, I did not see Static. He did not get enough screen time, man.
Yeah.
Like one episode of like fighting, and even in that fight, he didn't do too much.
And then, I mean, now we even have Terra, and they're already doing that Terra betrayal plot already. So it's just like, wow.
Yeah, they need to give Static more screen time, man. I'm gonna be a little upset if they don't.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get his shine, but these are his wonder years, man.
Wonder Years. All right. So do we now want to talk about the whole it being on DC? I mean, not DC Nation.
DC Universe.
DC Universe. I'm thinking about the other block it was on back when it was on Cartoon Network. Yeah. How do you guys feel about it now being on a streaming service versus being on a normal television show or channel?
I feel like it's not too different from me, but at the same time, I can see why a lot of people might have some misgivings because of that, because they're basically forcing you to subscribe to the streaming if you want to watch it, unless you find it on the internet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's for me personally, it's just not too different. Yeah. How about you, Ossie?
Yeah, same. I don't know if there's a big difference. I assume that's the reason why they're able to go a little bit darker and more violent is because it's not on any network.
Yeah, that's true actually. Huh?
Yeah.
Like why they can have Violet get impaled and then dragged on the floor.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think that they have a little bit more freedom. But as far as like me watching it as a viewer, I don't know if it changes anything, because I would like binge through several episodes of the original show as well. So it's pretty similar to me.
I mean,
yeah, but that's a good point though. Like that you, because it's on their streaming service, they have more freedom, and
Right.
if that really is the core reason that they can go darker and they can like do whatever they want, then I think it's a good thing then.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I definitely I had no problem with that. My only issue is like the thing about this whole DC universe, they do this weird thing where it's like they don't give a whole season in one like they wouldn't just be like that like when it came premiere, we only got to see 3 episodes, then we get to see another 3 episodes, then we get to see another 3 episodes. So my thing about that is that like I understand why they're doing it because it keeps you hyped. At the same time, it's just like I don't know how to feel about that. Like part of me just feels like I might as well have got all my whole season package and we can just I don't know.
Oh, I see. So you wanna
Yeah, it's
you wanna have a Young Justice party? That's what
yeah,
you want.
that's what I wanted. I feel as if for him to do that just kind of is like especially because I think you said with the trial is only like a week trial, right? If you want to pay for free.
Yeah.
So imagine that, where it's like it's a week trial, and then
Well,
you know
they're a business, so it makes perfect sense for them
Yeah.
to do that. You know, it's like it's ideal for them to do that. And honestly, I think Young Justice would be like their number one source of cash.
yeah,
honestly,
it kind of is now.
like that it's carrying that service. I bet, like if anything, for the people who just don't want to watch it elsewhere or lower quality. You know.
One thing I will say, because it is on a streaming service, one thing I have noticed, at least for the first 3 episodes, and I think when they started going back to their original format of like every episode's like a different story. What I noticed was like a lot of times in TV shows, so like every act, because there's always 3 acts in a story, depending on any movie or TV. Usually there's like a cliffhanger act, and there's like a commercial break afterwards, right? So like for example, Beast Boy figures out Tara's with Slade, commercial break. Then he confronts her, and then Tara tells her that really she's not with Slade, she's betraying him. It's another commercial break. So something like that type of format. What I've noticed with it now being on a streaming service, that like commercial break factor is kind of off. So the structuring of the show is a little bit more it's a little bit more different. So, which isn't bad, but I did notice that, like, especially with the first 3 episodes, like, there are so many times where I'm so used to, oh, is it going to be a commercial break? And then there's no commercial break. And it's like that cliffhanger where a guy reveals himself, no more reveal itself. It's just the action begins. So it has a different feel to it. That's one thing I noticed.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Especially, I didn't pick up on that, but yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, I never picked up on that either.
Yeah, it's something after taking screenwriting, I know the beats. So it's interesting how they played off of it.
Yeah, but overall, if the streaming service is giving them their freedom, I think overall it's a good thing. Like,
Right.
in the end.
Yeah.
Agreed.